What is up, my friends? Back with another video and a haircut, as you can see. Yeah, chopped it all off, coming for anticipation of the warmer weather here. So, yeah, so I just want to come back with another video. First off, I just wanted to say, man, it's been a crazy week for this channel. I had no idea that things were going to blow up like this. I got like almost 500 subscribers now, and you know, that video I did about the angry photographer like 2 videos ago, man, that has like almost 7,000 views. So like, you know, you guys are really seeming to enjoy the content that I'm putting out there. I had a lot of people that were really cool and giving some good feedback, even if they disagreed. You know, they were respectful, and it was exactly what I wanted, getting some conversation going and like talking about these things in a real way, in an adult way. I'm not looking for child subscribers. I had a couple people that were complete assholes. I mean, you know, one guy called me stupid. I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, just, you guys, if you have a disagreement about a topic, something that I'm discussing, there's no need to be, you know, there's no need to be just stupid about it. You know, like you can talk in an intelligent way. We can have disagreements and talk about things. You don't need to get all, you know, all gung-ho about your side of the street and just think that any other opinion is like attacking you or something. I'm just throwing out ideas there, guys. You know, I'm kind of an opinionated person. If you like what I have to say, awesome. If you don't, we could talk about that too, but just do it in a respectful way, you know, just be an adult, basically. But yeah, I just want to say I appreciate everybody. Another thing too is thank you guys for bearing with me with the poor lighting quality and the poor audio quality. I did not expect things to start revving up and ramping up this fast, so I didn't really prepare myself. I ordered some new lighting equipment, and I ordered a microphone that's going to be here soon, so next week the quality of everything should be going way up too, the production quality of this stuff. So I appreciate you guys you know, bearing with me with that too. So today I wanted to talk about something that is constantly on my mind, and something that I do definitely want you guys to get involved in and give me some feedback too, because you know, I haven't got this figured out 100%, but I spend a lot of time thinking about it in my daily work, my daily practice, and I think it's really super important that we have a sense of this topic as we're going out there and we're shooting. So basically what I want to talk about is creativity and how we can harness it. Creativity, in my mind, is very important. It's like the most important thing. With photography, I like to do things that are different. I like to know that the creativity is real and it's coming from a place of truth with me, and it's not I'm not going into shoots and just trying to do things that other people are doing. You know, something that I've seen, recreating a photo. Guys, I'm not saying that you should never ever look at anybody's work ever, and if you do, that you're a fraud or something like that, or you're copying. That's not what I'm saying. I personally don't look at other people's work, wedding work, because I'm at a point now where I feel like I know my gear, I know exactly what I'm doing on site with the technicals and the working with the people and all that, but I'm to a point now where I really want ultimate truth to be expressed through my work. That doesn't mean like, you know, no one has ever taken a photo that looks like mine, or I've never taken a photo that looks like somebody else's, but I know that I'm not trying to copy anybody when I'm on site, and I'm doing my best to come from a place of honesty, truth, and true creativity. So the things that I do when I go to shoots, so my process is what happens is we'll book a new client, and then we have an engagement shoot that's included in the wedding package. And a couple weeks before that engagement shoot comes, what we'll do is we'll reach out to the client. We'll get we have a list of questions that we send them to kind of, you know, get an idea of their personality, the things that they really like, the stuff that they're attracted to. My wife came up with some really dynamic questions that aren't, you know, boilerplate. They're very like underneath the surface, you know, like where would you go if you could go anywhere in the world? What type of food do you like the most? You know, what's your favorite thing to wear? What was your favorite first date you guys had? Like, just questions that get a little bit below the surface, so we can come back and brainstorm and then come up with ideas about where we want to set the stage for the shoot. we do not just try, we don't have like 3 locations and then just send all of our clients there for shoots. We try and come up with something new for everybody. It doesn't mean it happens every time, but we really, really try to tailor a place and a new place for their personality. It does get difficult because, you know, we do a lot of forests and we do a lot of landscape stuff, but we go to different places, okay? So what happens is on that engagement shoot, what we'll do is we will start brainstorming ideas for the shoot and the location. And so once we get the location down, that's kind of matched to their personality, we'll set that up and, you know, we'll meet obviously at the spot. So for me personally, what I do to get the creative juices flowing before that is I don't look at other people's work, but what I do before is I go to the spot where we're going to go first. Okay, so I take a look around and I just walk, I just stroll. I don't take my camera with me, I just stroll through the place and I just look around. And I get a sense of it, the lay of the land. I'm not trying to plan out every single shot. Obviously, if I see something that's interesting, I'll make a mental note of it. But I just get, so I can get a mental picture. And then that night before I go to bed, what I do is I lay in bed and I in my imagination, I walk through that location with the couple. And in that, I pretend, you know, in my mind that I'm shooting, and I walk through the whole shoot in my head, and I come up and I try and imagine different scenarios and different poses and like how they're going to be with each other and like the spot with the couple there just in my mind. I let my imagination go. I think that creativity is like really, really tied to imagination in some way, or obviously it is, but like the quality of your imagination is tied to how much creativity you can access when it's time. Guys, this might sound a little woo-woo or like, you know, super spiritual or something. I really don't give a shit, but just how I feel is I feel like true art and creativity comes from a place that's separate than us. I don't, you know, I'm not a religious person, and I really don't know what I believe about the other side, but I do believe that true creativity comes from somewhere else, and we're just, like, for me personally, I don't feel like I am doing the work when I'm on site. You know, sometimes I just lose myself, and I feel like sometimes I could just be a conduit for, and ideas come to me, and I can execute them, and I'm really, really, you know, I feel grateful when I'm able to work like that and get in a flow state, and just the ideas come from somewhere outside myself, I believe. But I think you can access that through your imagination. Some of my best photos have been created that way, where I just imagine the situation before I get there, and I come up with ideas that, and it's like it just things happen in a more authentic way, and I'm more excited to be there, and everything's more fun and engaging when I mentally construct the situation before I actually go there and shoot. So I think that you guys should try that. I think that you guys should try to get a lay of wherever you're going to shoot first, and then just lay there or just sit quietly in a room or something like that and let your imagination go. Guys, anything that you can do to increase the imagination. Right now, we're so distracted with everything. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of irony right now, me talking to YouTube and whatever, and the distraction of our phones and our computers and everything. But it's true. Like, we're super, super distracted all the time. Our face is constantly in a phone or a computer screen. We have instant communication now, so it's very, very easy to get pulled away our attention. And we need to get back to in order to be good artists and to come up with authentic ideas, you have to get back to that state of where you were a child, a kid, and you could just go into any situation and you could entertain yourself, and you had ideas that came from you know, your head that you play and you build things, and you go into the woods and you play with your friends, and everything was based off of imagination, and everything was fun and in the moment. That's how you need to get with photography. It's not about the technicals, it's not about the gear, it's about what you can come up with in your imagination and execute that with people, you know. So anything that you can do to increase that imagination is just gonna, I'm telling you, it'll help your creativity a lot. New ideas will come to you, and it's so exciting when you have something that you know is a complete, authentic idea, and you execute it, and it's a beautiful picture. There's nothing better than that feeling, to me at least. So I do that. I do a lot of imagining. I take the stuff that this is what I shoot with 99% of the time when I'm not getting paid for work. So this is just a little Ricoh GR2. It's just a point and shoot camera. I set this thing just to P mode, program mode, and I just shoot. And I just shoot what I see, and I go because I travel a lot. I'm in the airports a lot and stuff like that, and I take that thing with me, and it gets the technical stuff out of my way, and I just look at things. I look for leading lines, I look for expressions, I look for interesting people, I look for interesting compositional things. This isn't stuff that I'm gonna be, you know, using for like any type of like major, you know, selling any prints or anything like that. I just shoot in JPEG, that's it. It's about, this thing is helping me see things and imagine things in a different way and get my creativity going. That's the whole point, guys. This thing is like $500, you know. It's not an expensive camera for a point and shoot, for a good point and shoot at least. But yeah, so I walk around and I just take this thing with me. I don't bring any of my other gear and switching lenses and like that when I'm in airports and I'm in new cities. This is what I shoot with, and it helps me get that creativity going because it forces me to get the gear out of the way, to get the settings out of the way, to get the resolution out of the way and all that stuff, and just focus on imagining and seeing things in a creative way. Really, really helpful, guys. The other thing I do is I look at art. I look at a lot of different types of art, not photography. I look at a lot of paintings, old school paintings, and those guys were absolute masters of light and composition. One of my favorite artists to look at is Caravaggio. Man, go look that guy up, Caravaggio. He was an unbelievable painter if you don't know anything about him. Super interesting dude, and his use of light on his subjects and the emotion and the composition in those, man, it really, really just speaks to me. And I don't necessarily translate that into my photography, but what it does is it stimulates that side of your mind or wherever it comes from to start thinking about things differently and getting in the mode of creating things new. The technical side, I know I keep harping on this, but the technical side of photography and the gear shit and the gear reviews, being oversaturated with stuff, it takes away from the creativity. Simplicity is divinity. That's cheesy and it's a cliche. I know it, but it's true. It's absolutely true. Simplicity is divinity. When you work within a limited system. I mean, even I don't even know how you could say limited with the cameras that we have nowadays. This is just so unbelievable with the picture quality. Like, it's not limited at all. But you know, like with me, I only use 3 lenses on a wedding and 2 camera bodies, and that's it. You know, I don't have a bunch of different options, so I work with what I have, and then I execute based on that because I know the gear well enough. But yeah, so I look at paintings, sculptures, you know, other types of graphic art, things like that, and I spend a lot of time thinking and imagining. That is the stuff that actually helps me come up with ideas that I can execute in my photos. So I think that imagining things before you start them, guys, is one of the keys to doing this, doing it in a real creative way. I don't know if you guys are going to like this video. You know, it's probably not the most popular topic, but it's something that I think that we should talk about as artists and photographers. I mean, I think these are the things that are going to separate you guys, and the stuff that I feel like is going to separate me from the competition is taking a stance of really bringing something true to the game and bringing something true to this craft that's not like everything out there. And everybody has something unique to offer. Everybody. I don't care if you've been shooting for 5 minutes or you've been shooting for 5, 15 years. I mean, you have a unique perspective because there's only one of you. There's only one you. There's only one me. Nobody sees the world the exact same way. Everybody sees it differently. So if you tap into that, and the way that you do is through using your imagination, because nobody imagines things and sees things the same way. So if you can tap into that, you will be authentic and your work will be different. And it'll be true. And then when you nail those shots, when you come up with it's something that's so perfect that you know that you came up with on your own, you imagined on your own, you brought it to life, you just made something new for the world. Something completely new that was never there before. And it's true. It's authentic. You didn't just go on Pinterest or go on Instagram and, oh, I like that photo, let me pick that out and just go recreate that. That's bland, that's empty, there's nothing in that. To me, I feel like this craft should be true. So let me know what you guys think about that. And any other tips that you guys have for creating or coming up with new creative ideas or getting your creativity flowing, let me know, because I'm always searching for it too. These are some things that definitely work for me, but I know other people have things too. So yeah, drop it in the comments, and thanks for subscribing, and until the next video, guys.